Welcome to the very first episode of Spotlight on Haiti. I'm your host, Alice Backer. Spotlight on Haiti will focus on important issues that affect Haiti and therefore us. Despite the challenges Haiti has always faced, there is still light at the end of the tunnel. The collaborative effort that Haiti needs cannot be accomplished without its children in Haiti and in the diaspora. This brings us to today's topic: Martelly, the diaspora, and dual citizenship. Under the 1987 Constitution, Haitians who have taken another nationality are deemed to have renounced their Haitian citizenship. An amendment to the 1987 Haitian Constitution allowing for dual citizenship was voted in by the Haitian Parliament shortly before Martelly's inauguration in May. The amendment would grant the diaspora Haitian citizenship while still restricting access to all elected office. Still, many in the diaspora rejoiced. But after Martelly's inauguration, the version of the amendment printed in the official Gazette Le Moniteur was found to be deficient and the minutes of the parliamentary session lost.
Président de l'Assemblée nationale là, écrit une lettre qui dit nous que gagne erreur dans sac publié, excusez yo, c'est yo qui fait erreur, y a voyé un nouveau pour moi. Une nouvelle version. Le nous une nouvelle version non l'île, nous elle pas conforme de vous à ça que vous avez voté. Donc, comme moi, le président, c'est s'assurer de la bonne marche de l'institution, ça qui est faux, qui est faux bagarre de nom ralil, automatiquement nous tournons à 87, pas d'amendement encore, donc nous perdons du droit, non? Et puis, nous attendons que vous voyez, ça a été voté correctement pour moi. En fin de compte, en pile de temps passé, vous voyez, moi, fait télévision nationale, qui t'a filmé séance là. Vous voyez 15 tapes pour moi. Donc nous avons toute bagaille là. Nous montons une équipe qui reconstruit séance là, qui remettait tout amendement, tout ça télé voté yo. Yo noté pour moi. Donc on y a les parlementaires, on dit viens vérifier que c'est ça. On va dire c'est ça, mais on va publier les binous bon.
Though Martelly has since canceled the deficient printing, and despite many promises to correct the problem, the news cycle on the defective amendment has died. And we are now back to square one, the 1987 Constitution. Joining me today is Mr. Jocelyn McCalla. He currently serves as chairman of the Board of Advisors of the Haiti Innovation Fund. Most recently, Mr. McCalla served as senior advisor with the Bureau of Haiti's Special Envoy to the United Nations. Ilio Durandis is the founder of Haiti 2015. In 2001, Ilio founded Zami to help young Haitians in Massachusetts reach all their potential. He's now the interim secretary of the Massachusetts Coalition of Haitian Hometown Associations and a columnist for the Haitian Times, an English-based newspaper in New York serving the Haitian diaspora in the United States. Also joining me is Reginald Toussaint. Reginald began his blog Toussaint on Haiti in 2010, shortly after the earthquake, as a collection of responsible and respectful reporting on Haiti. He's also an occasional contributor to the Boston Haitian Reporter's opinion page. So gentlemen, we just saw a clip of President Martelly telling us that the amendment, long-awaited amendment, is going to be passed in a couple of weeks. Do you buy it? Johnny?
Well, it's been a while since he made that statement. I don't expect the amendment to be issued anytime soon, primarily because of a lot of complications arising out of what appears to be arbitrary measures being adopted by the government and the fact that the Haitian parliament is up in arms at this point.
There's other priorities.
There are other things that are unfortunately stepping into the fray at this point.
Would you agree with that, Reginald?
Yes, but I also would say that because I don't think there's been enough pressure from the diaspora to sort of keeping the pressure on him and holding him accountable to things he promised. Mm-hmm. I don't necessarily think that there's a sense of urgency from him to make this happen.
Okay. There is the Haitian Diaspora Federation. They go to Haiti pretty often. They lobby the government directly on our behalf. Do you think that they'll be able to make a difference in that regard, Ilio?
They might, but I just don't see this amendment passing within the next 5 years.
Really?
Yes.
All right. That's very pessimistic.
Well, if you're doing it legally, it's just not really possible, given the way the Constitution demands to amend the Constitution. If you're going to do the steps, the procedure, it's going to take a while. because you had an amendment that was passed before people left, and all of a sudden they say it's wrong. So it's like you have to restart the process pretty much.
We spoke to Jean Junior Joseph this morning, a blogger like the two of you, and he believes that now that the government is together, there's the only thing holding up the process is the publishing of the correct version. It was a problem of there was the version, the previous version was incorrect. Now we have the correct version, we have a government, it's going to be published. You don't think that's
But it's like,
process
where
enough?
do you get the correct version? And why did the correct version not publish the first time? Last I heard is that nobody could even find the minutes of the whole process.
Okay.
So who knows what the correct version is right now?
Okay.
In principle, it's a technical matter.
Sure.
Unfortunately, technical matters in Haiti have the tendency to become political matters.
Okay.
And therefore, Ilio has a point in the sense that it should have been very easy, if minutes had been recorded, or if the entire process had been taped, to essentially extrapolate from the tapes and from the record what had happened. Unfortunately, that is not what happened. And this has now become so confusing as to really raise an issue of whether or not there is, in fact, something called the rule of law that can prevail in Haiti at this point.
Okay, but we have all of our viewers who are, eager to be able to have a Haitian passport. What do we say to them? Is there no solution to this process? Can we make this simpler? Maybe Reginald has a little more optimism than everybody else. Is there no hope in this matter?
I'm always hopeful.
Okay.
I think there is hope. But I also perceive some hypocrisy from Martelly's government and lobbying heavily for the diaspora to raise money, to do certain things, but now taxing, but not necessarily wanting to include voice. Because if we were to be given a greater voice, I think, I don't know that we'll be okay or as okay with the sort of mediocrity that exists in Haiti. I mean, there's a sort of the constant comparison, especially with the president. Well, at least he's not as bad as so-and-so. Well, at least he's not as bad as so-and-so. As opposed to, this is our expectation for a head of state, or this is our expectation for a congressman. This is what we expect of them. And I know for a fact Martelly has traveled enough for him to know that if he was to sort of hold himself to be held more accountable by us, would probably not be okay with many more things that I think people in Haiti are just okay with.
That's a very interesting point.
I don't think it'll be resolved unless there's pressure applied. And it might be that it won't be resolved till the next round of elections.
Okay.
If we in the diaspora can say, we will not support any candidate financially or whatever it may be unless this.
Well, let's say all of this settles. The government's now in place, and the government actually turns to this issue in a couple weeks, and it gets published in Le Moniteur. What rights do we have?
Well,
what is there to look forward to in this amendment when technically those Haitians from the diaspora cannot hold elected office, for example?
What is it that the diaspora is asking from the Haitian government in Haiti? What is it that we want? Okay, that's not even clear. Do people in the diaspora want to run for offices, or because in the Constitution you have limited power on how much land you can have once you lose your Haitian citizenship? Is that something we want? So but
I'm talking about once the amendment is passed. Once we actually have dual citizenship with limited rights, where do we stand? How does the diaspora feel?
Well, the plus that we're gonna get is that now if you don't have Haitian citizenship, you can become a minister in the executive.
Sure.
So that will change.
Okay.
With the dual citizenship, you can become a minister. But other than that, like you said, the elected offices is still gonna be out of reach for you. And the land issue might, you may have, the people who have dual citizenship may get that. Other than that, I don't see much right, and you'll be able to vote.
But is there any emotional satisfaction to having a Haitian passport in your hands? Reginald, you were telling me a story about that earlier.
Well, I'm a Haitian citizen.
Right.
I'm not an American citizen.
Sure.
So.
So once this passes, what happens to you?
I can become an American citizen.
Okay.
Because
right.
I have the right. So by becoming an American citizen, you revoke your right to be a Haitian citizen.
Okay.
And
so you were waiting for this to pass in order to become an American citizen.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I mean, if it does, I'm looking forward to it because now that sort of it opens up different possibilities. And for me, it's simply the emotional, sentimental attachment. I'm a legal resident in this country. I can work. I can, I'm taxed. I can't vote, but I've made the choice to be okay with that. Dual citizenship would allow me to keep my Haitian passport and become an American citizen and participate in both countries, however I'd like to. So,
okay.
So for me, it's simply an emotional. And I take pride in having a Haitian passport.
Okay, yeah, obviously, right. And for you, Ilio, personally, what is the meaning of this amendment when it passes?
I'm in the same situation as Reginald.
Okay.
I also have a Haitian passport, and I'm not really looking forward to get an American passport anytime.
Okay.
So I don't know if that relates to me personally.
Sure.
But I do have kids here.
Sure.
Who are born here.
What would be your hopes for your children with this amendment?
Well, I think the fact that they'll be able to legally be Haitian, because they are Haitian.
Sure.
It's just sad that I'm Haitian, my wife is Haitian, and my kids are not considered Haitian.
Okay.
And that's bad. But for them, I think that would be good. And knowing that they'll be able to have a choice once they get older, where do they want to make a difference in this world, whether they want to stay here or go to Haiti. I think that would be good. But
how about you? How about for you, Johnny, personally, the meaning of this amendment?
Well, I'm not sure the amendment is going to make much of a difference for me at this point.
Okay.
I mean, I've been living in the United States for a little bit more than 40 years.
Yes.
Took me about 30 years before I became an American citizen.
Yeah.
So I can understand the sentiments that Reginald has expressed with respect to the fact that, he feels that if he had switched to become an American citizen before being able to retain his Haitian citizenship, that he would have felt betrayal towards the motherland. And a lot of us and a lot of people who migrated from Haiti have felt that. But as far as I'm concerned, I mean, other than the fact that you may be able to do public service at a very high level in the government of Haiti, it remains to be seen whether or not having Haitian citizenship affords you more protection while you're in Haiti, for example, or less protection. And my sense is that you're probably going to have less protection than more protection legally.
And why is that?
Well, because to some extent you become, as a Haitian subject, you become subjected to the Haitian laws. And the Haitian laws, as have already said, are arbitrary. The rule of law really does not exist in the country. Perhaps there's going to be a real issue of who can intervene on your behalf, to some extent. I mean, if you're now an American citizen, a Canadian citizen, a French citizen, you may be able to appeal to the representatives of your country, ambassadors and so on and so forth, for assistance. It's not clear what's going to happen once the amendment is decreed, is issued. So that's why I think there are a number of downsides to it. The only upside is the fact that perhaps at this point it allows people not to feel guilty about becoming the citizens of another country and being able to participate fully in the affairs of that country as well. So to some extent, I mean, and I think there is another dimension that we need to really focus on. The fact is that if more Haitians in the United States, for example, would become more politically active in the United States, being able to pressure the elected officials or even being able to hold elected office, perhaps that would be a boost to the efforts being done to regulate better the policies of the United States vis-a-vis Haiti. And to some extent, you'd have far more influence over Haitian political affairs doing it that way, rather than simply becoming involved and being part of a system that is currently dysfunctional.
Any reactions to that?
No reactions to it. I think a point that we haven't said yet that I want to bring up is the fact that being allowed to vote in living here, being, let's just say you're American and a Haitian citizen, then opens up the possibility of participating in the electoral process. That's what I say, it sort of changes the landscape. And I think it opens up the possibility for us to have a larger voice in the political process. So someone like me who may not ever have aspirations to be in office, but who wants to participate in the process, at this point, I would have to go to Haiti, get a card, to be able to vote, come back here, work, and when during the elections, fly to Haiti to vote and then fly back, which is not realistic.